episode of the KJ&A podcast. My name is Kevin, and I'm the K.
Hey, I'm Jay.
And today we have an A. Please introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Raphael Moran of the Geeky Dad podcast, and also the Geeky Dad After Dark podcast, and also have the Multiverse Kids Show podcast. So, yeah.
See, you do the good stuff with the kids. I think that would drive me insane. But you do a really good job. I've listened to a couple of your Geeky Dad episodes. You do a great job wrangling them back in when they start getting distracted, like with the shinies or with the squirrels.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of like being in a rodeo.
Yeah. But we were chatting before, and we got into we were getting into too much nerd stuff. And we were like, we gotta just record this because we're gonna get into it because it's what nerds do. We just get sucked into the one subject. So we were talking about the new Avatar, versus the old one, because I haven't fully seen all the new ones. I saw the first episode, but the original ones I've seen multiple times. And that Legend of Korra, you've seen that one? I take it too, right?
I actually just started that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't like it as much as the original, but I mean, you can't do the same thing over and over again. No. You know, but they changed the world so drastically by the end of it.
And also, I just like the original characters better. You know, they're so appealing.
Yeah, they couldn't read. They tried to. It seems like they kind of tried to just remask the same old characters in different forms, but. And you can't fully do it. It feels kind of like they copped out at the end of it. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but
right. Well, you know, I heard they're doing a continuation of the original Avatar.
Oh, I did hear that. Yeah, I think they're going to be like 20 or something like that.
Yeah, they'll be like young adult. Yeah.
Yeah, I am pretty excited about that because I would love to see my favorite old characters, and because they never really mentioned what happened to Sokka in The Legend of Korra.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people were asking. Like, they answered the question of
where Katara was.
Oh, yeah, where Katara was, and Toph's kids, who Toph's husband was.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was like some random dude.
And I mean, even Aang's family was still like main characters.
Yeah. Because there's 3 kids who could each do their own little bending. What are you rolling your eyes about?
I'm sorry. They weren't annoying. But they were interesting, but they were annoying.
I mean, the kids were annoying.
Yeah,
because I felt like
the daughter of that of Aang's son.
Yep.
There was like 3 kids, right?
Oh yeah. The oldest daughter.
Yeah. The oldest daughter was cool. I could get down with her.
Well, I mean, I think in his defense, he was probably trying to make as many airbenders as possible. There weren't many airbenders, and he was just like, "We got to pop out the babies, honey. You got to understand." Yeah, we got to be making arrow forehead kids as fast as possible. Let's go.
No.
Sorry, that's just the way it is.
Oh, terrible.
But anyway, so you're not fully through the Legend of Korra?
No, not yet. But I know how it ends. I've seen clips stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what are
the Dark Avatar?
The Dark Avatar, yeah. The Dark. I mean, it was just like waterbending was the thing with all of it. It was
right.
It all comes back to waterbending and the bloodbending.
Yes.
But anyways, so I also heard, because I listened to your latest episode, you were talking about we were talking about the DC universe.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
With I mean, what do you think is gonna? Are they actually gonna do something with it?
Hold on. I have to ask this question first.
Please go.
Okay.
Where do we all think the initial DCU fell apart? What was the initial thing that just said everybody they're just done with it?
I would say the Justice League movie. I think.
Oh, I will go before that.
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman. I think Batman versus Superman literally killed.
Yeah, but you know. That Justice League movie was a mess. You can do like a documentary on that movie alone, and it's probably documentary right there.
Yeah, easily. I mean,
I would love to see like 10 years from now, let them do like a deep dive documentary on how that just got destroyed. You know?
The terrible contracts for one with.
It's so fascinating how that just got destroyed, right?
Man, it's like Batman Forever. Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Casting Jim Carrey as the Joker was not. I mean,
Yeah, that was great.
The Riddler.
Well,
That was
you
my
were
job.
basically the Joker in that, though.
Yeah, you don't adopt adults. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
You don't adopt adults.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chris O'Donnell. You're a grown ass man.
You're a grown ass man. You do not need to be adopted.
Right,
You're fine.
right.
Let me, Val Kilmer, give you a home.
My house is fine.
Dick Grayson was a child. Child. This Dick Grayson's a grown ass man.
Not anymore.
He can drive.
I'm hoping we see like a kid Robin now, okay, with the upcoming.
That would be great.
Yeah.
As far as which Robin they decide to start with.
Well, it's Damian, I think.
If you're going to go straight to Damian, then there has to be some kind of.
Wasn't there a Red Hood before then, though?
You had Tim Drake.
Right.
Before that, you had Jason Todd, who died and then came back and was the Red Hood.
You have Dick Grayson.
Yeah, Dick Grayson was the first initial ward of Bruce Wayne. And then, the whole hanky panky with Talia al Ghul gives us Damian.
Like what? Like the newest one that you bring in, he's like, so what happened to your other kids?
Right. I want to know, how are they gonna approach this new movie? Like, there's so much backstory to this whole thing. How would you fit that into a movie, making it make sense?
I mean, it looks like they've loaded down Superman Legacy with so many heroes.
Oh my god, so many. I
mean, you got Hawkgirl, you got Mr. Terrific, Lex Luthor's being initially brought up.
Metamorpho. Get Metamorpho in there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be honest. I don't pay super attention to DC. As you know, what is Superman Legacy?
Superman Legacy is James Gunn's new take on the Superman franchise. It's literally going to be the flagship live-action movie for the new DCEU.
Right.
Okay, so they're starting over like they should have many years ago.
Yes.
Seems like he's a supporting character in this movie too.
Right? Because I mean, again, Guy Gardner was like
front and center in that picture.
Yeah. Isn't he like second or third Green Lantern?
Yeah.
I mean, Hal Jordan's supposed to be number one. And yes, Nathan Fillion voiced Hal Jordan for years.
Right.
In the animated movies.
Well, DC's animated movies are on point.
Phenomenal.
They're really good.
Right.
They're really good. But I don't know. I never really got into, like, Wonder Woman was good, in my opinion. I like Wonder Woman. But like Batman versus Superman, I didn't even watch because my kids were watching it at one point, and I saw Batman blowing people up, and I said, "That's not what Batman does. Batman doesn't kill." You know what? I'm not even gonna bother.
Not until he's old and grizzled, and he is tired.
Yeah, when he's tired of fucking with people.
Well, granted, he did kill in the Burton movies a lot.
That's true. Mike Keaton did kill a lot of fucking minions.
Yeah.
He was blowing up dudes. He was shooting people with machine guns.
Shit. Yes. You're ruining my childhood.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about
the no kill rule does not include the movie. Does not include the movie Batman.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, come on, Ben Affleck.
Until Val Kilmer, no.
George Clooney didn't kill anybody. Only the franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. And yet, and still, every time we bring up that movie,
both times, by the way, when he came back in the Flash.
Yeah, oh god!
And these are my goddamn nipples.
I'm like, Uma Thurman was the only thing that movie had. That is the only thing that thing had going for it at all. Uma Thurman, Poison Ivy. That Arnold Schwarzenegger had no business being Mr. Freeze.
Look, that is one of the movies I have not walked out on many movies. That is one of them. When they got to the end and Arnold Schwarzenegger was about to die and I knew it. And I looked at my buddy I went there with and I said, I swear to God, if he says take 2 of these and call me in the morning, I'm fucking leaving. And he did. And I'm like, I'm out. I'll meet you in the lobby.
Right.
Get out of here.
The most cliched line.
That's it. I saw it coming. I was like, I can't stand it anymore.
Doctors.
I gotta go.
People who play doctors.
All those ice puns in that movie. Oh my god, they were so bad.
Yes. It's fine. You can make a movie without the puns. It's fine. We get it. You're icy. You're cool.
Right. They were trying to channel like the 60s show with that movie, I think.
Yeah. Was that Joel Schumacher?
Yeah.
It was Joel Schumacher. Jesus Christ, man.
They could have between each scene.
The funny thing about Joel Schumacher is most of his other movies are dead serious and dark. You know,
maybe some execs were just like, make it lighter than the other ones. Give it an air of comedy. Let go of all that. I'm like, Keaton brought comedy. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Like, it's hilarious, and at the same time, I'm like, ooh, goosebumps.
Right. So he's the best thing in that Flash movie to me.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't watch a Flash movie. I just can't.
Because what they were trying to do with the Flash movie, where they were trying to do Flashpoint, and they really wanted to try to reboot the franchise with Flashpoint. But again, Ezra Miller kind of killed his career by being Ezra Miller. So there was no redeeming quality to it. I mean, they went back to basically to Man of Steel, and they just destroyed.
I mean, I would be fine if they just completely started over.
That's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
That's all I need. That's all we need. Okay, then they have a chance if they just completely start over. But I mean, like, honestly, as I've said numerous times on this podcast, it's like I'm not as into DC because the DC I can't relate to as much as I can as like the Marvel characters, like Spider-Man. He was a high school kid who just randomly got powers. I could be a high school kid. Well, like 20 years ago, who had powers. I can't be invincible Superman. I also can't be a rich billionaire.
Jaime, there's Jaime.
Okay, but you don't think of the Jaime comic, do you?
There is a Jaime comic.
Okay, but is that one of the like? It's not Batman. It's not Superman. It's not Aquaman. It's Blue
Beetle.
But nobody says
Alien
DC
stuff.
and thinks Blue Beetle. Initially,
No,
you do not.
That's true. That's true.
You are scratching.
Grasping?
You were grasping for straws. Give me any of the straws.
I mean, for anybody who watched the Young Justice series,
that was good.
Season 2
that was good.
Introduced Blue Beetle and gave him clout. If you watch the animated movie,
But if we're thinking animated series, the first thing I think of a DC animated series is Teen Titans. You don't think Young Justice. What about you?
I usually think of if it's a DC series, I think of Batman.
Yeah. Batman the animated series.
Okay, that's fair. But I mean, Young Justice is not on the top list of the first one you think of.
Or Justice League. I used to love Justice League.
Yeah, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited were really fire.
Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice.
Super Friends. For a certain
Meanwhile, in the Louisiana swamps.
Meanwhile.
I mean, you gotta love the old exposition from those 60s and 70s cartoons.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, DC. So what's the plan with Superman Legacy then? I know starting over, but what's the idea for the movie?
Well, exactly. I mean, it
right.
looks like it's gonna deal with his place among the other heroes in the DC universe, I think.
I mean,
so they don't have details or anything yet. They just mentioned that it's starting.
Yeah, I mean, there are things planned out, character wise, animated and live action that they're trying to bring together, but they haven't released every detail.
Okay, so they're just starting. They don't actually have we started recording or anything.
Now let me ask you guys a question. This movie, Superman Legacy, is supposed to be a restart of the new DC universe, but what if this movie utterly bombs at the box office?
If this movie bombs at the box office, WB needs to let go. Just let it go. They've needed to let it go probably for decades. And we've just let it go.
They have like 6 movies planning in the stages right now. They have cast members already, writers, directors, everything set up. What happens to all those movies? They all shut down, or you think they continue?
Oh my god, I think that they're gonna keep. I think they're gonna keep struggling because that's just what WB does. Obviously, because it's been 15 years of them continuing will you guys like this movie? Oh, it sucks. I'm sorry. Here's another movie. Oh, this one sucks too. I'm sorry. And now they're starting over fresh. If it sucks, they're just going to keep on struggle busting on. I don't think they're going to they need to sell the franchise, but they know they could get money off of this.
And I like James Gunn as a director and writer, but I just never thought he would be a perfect fit for Superman, though.
No. I think he's great at ensemble films
and like fringe characters.
Yeah, I mean, look at what he did for the Guardians of the Galaxy. They were one of the biggest fringe properties that Marvel has had for years.
I remember when that first movie came out, and I was just
did you guys like the Suicide Squad movie he did?
Oh yeah, the redo of the Suicide Squad. Yeah, I loved it.
Sorry, I haven't even seen it yet.
That's a good one. You should see that. You should see that.
Okay, it's hilarious.
I know. You're talking about the newer one, like the director's cut, or are we talking about?
No. The Suicide Squad. We had Suicide Squad with Jared Leto, Will Smith, Margot Robbie.
Right.
But then James Gunn got a hold of the property and created the Suicide Squad.
Okay, see, I didn't even know the difference. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's very subtle.
You don't even need to see the first one, really. You don't need to see the first one, really.
Done.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just DC is one of those things where I just can't get into because they've been like wrecking that property in my head, so I can't. Who do you think would be good to direct Superman Legacy then?
I mean, James Gunn's directing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, who do you think would be? Or do you have an idea?
I would think in his prime age, Steven Spielberg would have been perfect.
Yeah, if a lot of these properties, I think, had they been brought out or
it has to be Americana. It has to be like something, makes you feel good.
Yeah, but
okay, hear me out.
We're listening.
Martin Scorsese. If he didn't hate comic book movies and he was given the opportunity, I think he could do The Question. I literally think he could make that character gritty, noir.
Give
it the right kind of vibe.
I think he'd be really good at a Daredevil movie too.
You know what? Because he does a lot of mob-based movies. I mean, he could really do that.
Or even Batman. Like a real crime drama Batman.
Like if we hadn't gotten Robert Pattinson's Batman, maybe like that would be Batman Year One.
Right.
What did you think of the Batman?
I thought it was okay, but I didn't like how it was shot. I felt it was too much rain, too grimy a little bit,
Too noir.
A little too noir for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Matt Reeves was really trying to bring back the same kind of feel that
Michael Keaton.
No, yeah, I think he was trying to bring back the same kind of feel that Tim Burton had in his first movie, where Gotham is constantly seen in kind of like this dark, lifeless way because it's being strangled by the crime syndicates that are in the city. And I like that kind of foreshadow, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, it does. Sunshine does happen here.
The sun does come out.
Yeah, I know Metropolis is supposed to be happy and go lucky, a place of the future, thanks to Superman. But at the same time, like, okay, Golden Boy, guy living in the dark, traveling to get around because he's a big Batman. Come on now.
Who do you think Quentin Tarantino could direct?
Or
who do you think he would be best for directing movie? Right? You think he could
have been good at Luke Cage?
Holy shit! If Ving Rhames was slightly younger, I would say he could play.
Him could play.
Hims could play it.
Right.
Hims could do Luke
Cage. Yeah, because they've worked together before. That would be
right. Yeah.
But I think Michael Coulter did a really good job as playing Luke Cage for nowadays.
I like him as Luke Cage, but I didn't like the Luke Cage series, how it was written, or maybe it was how it was acted. But I don't know.
It was a little too pedestrian.
Yeah.
Like your strongest next to Jessica Jones character in this street level universe, he had a very meh villains the entire time.
Right. And also, I felt like the budget was holding it back. It needed to be something a bit more bravado, a little bit,
Yeah, I was
I like the original Daredevil.
I want to see him like throw a car at somebody, or like something massive like that.
Yeah, he was not doing them big things except for banging Jessica Jones. But
I think that's a feat in and of itself.
That is a feat. They broke a shitload of beds.
Right.
I'm sorry, where'd the wall go?
I liked the first Daredevil season.
Okay.
Yeah, because I loved, I think I've said 100 times, it's like that fight scene, the 6-minute fight scene of him in the hallway.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
When he's fighting him, and then he's just like, he sits and he's like resting against the wall because he's getting tired because he's a regular person.
Right.
And it just starts wobbling.
I mean, it's just like Punisher getting out of jail.
Yes.
Punisher
was good too.
That was a great scene. Yeah. Brutal.
Punisher was good, and the first season of Jessica Jones was really good. I actually like the second season of Jessica Jones too, but it's just Luke Cage and Iron Fist. I was not super huge fan.
Iron Fist was just not done right at all.
No,
I don't have any ill will to like Finn Jones. He tried his best, but the story, again, just like Luke Cage, it was very bottom tier.
Yeah,
I'm like, all right, cool. But
it felt like an episode of Arrow.
Oh my god!
Yes, that is accurate. That is very accurate.
It's like, hey, guys from the CW, can you work on this show while we work on these?
And it's pretty much the same plot. It's a young rich guy in a crash, comes back and his company's taking over. Right? It's the same exact plot.
Yeah,
and he has a superpower. Good for him. Right. You're not wrong.
And he trained with some people over there,
which is also in turn copied by Batman of sorts.
Right.
Well, he doesn't really disappear and come back, but he kind of like disappears down a bat hole. Comes back, and he's rich and he has no powers, but he does.
No, the problem that the CW did, they basically turned Ollie into Bruce Wayne.
Into Batman. Yeah,
they did.
They even had the same villains. Ra's al Ghul was on that show.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, Ollie's supposed to be funny.
Yeah, they kind of tried at the end of it, but it was like I didn't finish watching all of it because I watched like the first 3 seasons, and I was getting steadily less and less interested.
All those CW shows, the first 3 seasons are really good, and everything goes down afterwards.
Yeah, The Flash was the same way. I really liked The Flash.
I couldn't even finish The Flash towards the end. Yeah, I never even watched the last episode.
It was like, hey, who's faster than him now? Wait, it's someone else. Got it.
No, Earbard's always faster. I'm one step ahead. I'm sorry. Tom Cavanaugh was a great Reverse Flash.
He was really good. Yeah.
He also had, like I've said before, he had an amazing podcast that he had 100 episodes of.
Fair enough.
Mike and Tom Eat Snacks. I don't know if you heard that.
I never even knew that.
They only did 100 episodes, and it was like years ago. But it was Michael Ian Black and Tom Cavanaugh, and all they do is they rate snacks every episode, and it was so funny. Like they played off each other. It was the funniest. Oh my gosh, you could tell neither of them gave a crap about being there. But it was so funny. Neither of them wanted to be here, but they're like, we gotta eat these Oreos. We gotta talk about these Oreos from our secret base.
I heard Tom Cavanaugh has like 7 kids.
Does he?
I heard that.
Good grief.
He busy.
I mean, it's putting in work. one for each season of The Flash.
No wonder they kept bringing him back. You got to feed them kids.
That's right.
You're damn scared.
All right, I'm going to call you Barry, and I'm going to call you Alan, and you're a little Eobard.
I swear to God, if I ever come across a child named Eobard, we're going to have so many questions.
Right.
Someone pay you for this?
And then you hear they're going to do a Naruto live action movie.
Yeah, I heard that. And okay. Because
this is the anime guy here. He can do the animes.
That show has great pacing in the beginning,
and
then at the end, after Sasuke's completely fuck this village, I'm out. It just goes downhill, and it's just Naruto teaming up with random folks.
Right. It went on for too long for me.
Yeah, exactly. That tail end of the show could have been like cut the fuck out. But then when you get the Shippuden, they're like, hey, let's do a bunch of flashbacks. Why wasn't this in the original show? I don't want to keep watching young Naruto do shit. I'm looking for old Naruto whooping Madara's ass. And you just keep going right back. Right. Coming back to the future. Right back. Oh my god, I got so...
I got the same feeling with Dragon Ball. I gave up after a while with that.
The problem with Dragon Ball when it came over is I could watch it on Sunday mornings.
Yeah, and between noon and 2.
Yeah. And
right. That's when I used to watch it.
Yup. Exactly. Yep. So you'd be like, oh, right.
You'd be rocking out to the intro every time.
Right.
It's the best. It was the best. when it was being done by the Canadian voice actor.
But they never got past Namek.
Exactly.
On Sunday mornings. It was you got like the same 30 episodes and they just kept doing them on repeat.
Dude, they didn't even get to the... I can't remember if they even got... No, they did get to the part where Ginyu and the Ginyu Force showed up.
Yeah.
But they never got to Super Saiyan. You didn't get to see
Super Saiyan. No, they never got to Super Saiyan.
You didn't get to see Super Saiyan until it started airing on Toonami.
They did show the Buu Saga.
I know.
Did they show Buu on?
Yeah, on Toonami.
On Toonami.
Yeah, when Toonami had it, they would show Dragon Ball, they would show Dragon Ball Z, and you could get all the way up to the Buu Saga, be done with it. And then they brought out Dragon Ball Z Kai, which was without the filler.
And then they had Dragon Ball GT. I hated that one.
GT had at least a couple of good storylines. I think Baby was probably the best storyline. The whole Super 17 arc seemed unnecessary. And the evil Shinrons, iffy, but I kind of felt like Omega Shinron was kind of worth the hype.
Mm-hmm.
Super Saiyan 4 was a decent form.
I just felt like they were just trying to make all them monies after.
Exactly, because Akira Toriyama had nothing to do with it.
Do you think they'll ever try to do another live action?
I hope they don't. But they probably will.
Yeah, they probably will.
Yeah,
I mean, but honestly, I've decided I'm never gonna watch One Piece because there's over 1,000 episodes, so I'm never gonna do that. I don't have that kind of time. But the live action one, I kind of liked. I don't think it was terrible. As someone who hasn't watched One Piece,
fair enough,
I thought it was pretty good. I was like, I mean, I'm sure they missed a bunch of crap that happened in the cartoon, but it seemed fine. Could have been worse.
I mean, I would put that in the same boat as the Avatar TV show. Like, they missed a lot of stuff, but I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if this is your first time getting into it, if this is your precursor that says, okay, I've watched this and I like it, maybe I should watch the original. Or
I'm not watching the original. I'm just saying, I'm not going to watch.
Everybody thinks like
there's 1,000 episodes. I'm not doing it.
I did find a screenshot of episodes you can skip. You can.
Oh, the one that you can skip it in one respect.
Yeah, you can just skip the filler and just keep it going.
Mm.
But they also have an order for the Clone Wars saga, because I've heard that was really good. But they're like, if you want to watch it in order,
there is an order. I did that after I finished watching the show. I did go back and watch it in that special order that was released.
Yeah, does that make a difference?
It does make more sense because in the regular show they used to skip timelines a little bit.
Oh yeah,
and yeah,
I used to do that a lot.
You see, I kept trying to get into it, but I just couldn't for some reason. I think it was because me watching the animation. I'm like, you could have done better. This looks like
the animation actually progressively gets better towards the later seasons. I thought, the last season pretty much has awesome animation. I thought.
If you look at the Bad Batch now, it's almost comparable.
Bad Batch looks beautiful now.
Thank you.
See, I didn't watch it because it was that animation style, and I was like, I don't know if I can deal with that.
The detail that they put on the show it looks like a painting sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh, well,
it's amazing how good they got.
Yeah, the Bad Batch is a really great show.
I liked Ahsoka.
Oh yeah. Ahsoka is the live action series.
Yeah, the live action one because I mean it's also, I can't.
Rosario.
Yeah, Rosario Dawson. I mean you can't go wrong with Rosario Dawson. Sorry.
Yeah.
You can't.
Prosthetics enough.
You can't. Nope. I'll take those head tentacles too. It's fine. I don't even know what they are. Does anybody know what they are? Have they ever said it?
I think that's I don't know.
What that alien race is? This is just my big fleshy. They're like skin tags, colorful skin tags.
I mean,
on the top of their head.
Hera's race is the two kind of.
Yeah, they got like the two chunkies that they can't control.
Yeah,
and they would use them as other arms.
I find those aliens sexy too. So
Yeah, go nuts. That's fine.
And Hera's Elizabeth Winstead, who apparently married to Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
Ewan McGregor.
All right,
married.
Good for her.
Yeah, right. Crazy. Both in the same franchise.
What was that? There was a meme that they were talking about, like, oh, here's the male races of all these like orcs and elves, and they're all like big buff guys, and then the women are all the same, just different colors.
Right.
See
I think the Star Wars show with the most like kind of like bad animation was probably Rebels. Yeah,
that's fair.
I actually liked the storyline better, but I thought the animation was probably the worst out of all of them.
I don't know why they didn't just keep it the same way they were doing Clone Wars. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't know why they changed it. It just felt more simplified for some reason.
It kind of makes me think of that Star Trek animated series.
Under Decks, Lower Decks.
No, not Lower Decks. That's the cartoon one. I'm talking about. It was a 3D animated. Where, and they had the lady from Deep Space Nine as the robot. I mean, not as the ship. And they were like, they kind of took over an Enterprise ship, and they were being bad originally, but they were like, hey, maybe we should try and be good.
That sounds like I have to watch Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I think it's a Paramount Plus thing. I've seen
they canceled that show.
Did they? I watched a few episodes of it. I was like, okay, this isn't terrible. Like, this is a good way for kids to get into Star Trek.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they could just watch Galaxy Quest.
No.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Speaking of Paramount Plus, like, how did they let Netflix take their property? Because they own Nickelodeon.
You know what? Earlier this year, I noticed that a lot of streaming services had like shared some stuff. So like there were DC properties on like Tubi, Netflix, Prime, and I had no idea what was going on. I mean, the same thing was happening with like Peacock and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, the reason that happened was Warner Brothers was losing cash every day, so they had to sell whatever they could to other streaming channels. That's why all the DC stuff are now on almost every streaming channel they have now. They're on Amazon, they're on Netflix, they're on Tubi.
So I catch up on the cartoons.
Yeah, you can finally get to see at least Justice League Unlimited, and maybe Superman. Yeah, Superman Adventures.
Do I want to watch Superman though?
He actually has some really good adventures on the CW. Not animated.
Okay, animated. But still, maybe. I like Flashpoint.
Everybody loves
Flashpoint Paradox was the best DC cartoon ever.
The movies that followed the Flashpoint Paradox were phenomenal.
You say so?
Yeah, I fucking say so. Justice League War was awesome.
Yeah,
that whole timeline that was created after Flashpoint was the most cohesive animation for movies that they've had.
All right, look, DC, just do that with Peoples.
I'm just saying,
do that. You could start with Flashpoint,
right?
And just like start with Flashpoint, like. All you need to know is Barry Allen, and then you can go nuts.
The problem with DC was they didn't plan anything. That's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, again, Marvel literally gave you the framework to create a cohesive shared universe, and you were just like, "Nah,
it's fine. We'll do what we want. We got this."
And, if there's any company that should have had like a cohesive universe, it should have been DC, because they had all the characters already since the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. I mean, both DC and Marvel have basically had roots since like the early 60s in Action Comics, Tales to Astonish, and they've grown and made billions. And then, Marvel went bankrupt for a little while.
Right.
And had to sell off some properties.
Well, like Sony.
Yeah, but then
got Heavy Spider-Man.
But then, Disney was like, "Hey,
can I have that back? Give me that. Give me that. I just need a piece. just a part of the Spider-Man."
Paramount is still not going to let go of the whole.
No, they're not going to let go.
So did you see Peacemaker?
Yes, which was basically the Suicide Squad done again.
Right. Mixed with like Deadpool.
Yeah.
What is Peacemaker? What?
Okay, so you haven't seen the Suicide Squad, so you don't know the character. He's played by John Cena. Apparently had a terrible, rough upbringing. His helmets have various different capabilities.
He has different helmets?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Made by his daddy, who was apparently a white supremacist.
Okay.
Yay, fun times.
And his name is John Cena.
Luckily, he never does that in the show.
Yeah, kind of like The Rock has to do.
It's a very hilarious show, though. It's very hilarious.
It's great.
Is it? Okay.
Oh, it's hilarious. One day we just got to sit here and watch it.
Well, apparently we have to watch it.
I think if you watch Suicide Squad and then you watch Peacemaker, it might change you into a DC fan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I'm not a DC fan. It's just I can't be connected to the characters. Like I used to really love Deadpool before.
You'll love Peacemaker if you like Deadpool.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gets it on.
Okay, he gets it on.
He gets it on.
It's not on.
Yeah. You should see him. He has like a 3-way with other like superheroes and stuff like that.
I mean, if that's your day to day, you go nuts, buddy. Whatever makes you happy.
And he tries to be respectful.
Does he?
At first,
and he has a pet eagle called Eagly. You know?
Yes.
He has a what?
Pet eagle named Eagly.
All right.
That hugs him.
An eagle that hugs him
at least twice.
What is happening? Where am I?
CGI. It's all CGI.
Well, I mean, we're talking about superheroes. What do you think about The Boys?
Ooh. I love The Boys.
I love The Boys.
I can't wait for season 4.
Yes.
I just finished Gen V.
Gen V was good.
Yes.
Super good too.
That ending. Oh, that ending is
and Invincible. How about Invincible?
Oh, dude. Yeah, we did an episode on Invincible. I can't wait for
part 2 of season 2 to come
out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Has a character ever got so fucked up in every episode that
You're not wrong.
Every episode.
That one scene when he's fighting his dad and he shoves him through the subway.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
Blood everywhere.
I think that's a fatality in the new Mortal Kombat.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's so terrible to watch again.
Oh my gosh! But like, it's so good. Like, and it's one of those Robert Kirkman staples. Like, like The Walking Dead. It's just
gore is necessary.
Yeah, gore is necessary and thinking outside the box.
And don't get attached to anybody.
Yeah. Don't ever get attached to anybody.
Really.
They could die. There's no problem with it.
Yeah. Rick's finally comic book accurate, by the way.
What do you mean? Oh, did he lose his hand?
Yeah, he finally lost his hand in the Rick and Michonne show.
Not in the same way, but yeah.
Yeah. I was like, dude, that was supposed to happen like ages ago.
Yeah.
Back when the governor showed up.
Yeah, the governor. That was like the first thing he did was chop off Rick's hand.
Off with your hand.
But then like I read the comics and I was ahead of where they were in Walking Dead, but I stopped watching Walking Dead once as soon as Negan came. Because for some reason after Negan came, it was like it didn't feel right.
It became the Negan show.
Yeah,
the Negan show.
Which is why Jeffrey Dean Morgan is still Negan and he's in Dead City now with Lauren Cohen.
But at the end of the well, not at the end, but as far as I read in the comic book, he had like instead of killing him, they were like, oh, we need to just jail him.
Yeah.
And so they jailed him for like 4 years and then skipped ahead where they had they had society, they had routes between all the main cities, like they had people whose sole job was to go up and down and keep the roads safe from zombies and shit. And then Negan got out and was like, we'll see what I do now.
Did you hear that Robert Kirkman wants to do animated version of the comic, just like Invincible?
Interesting.
Walking Dead.
I mean, I think if he were to do it, he would have to do it literally verbatim.
Yes, I think that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and I honestly I would like to see it like that.
But there's a lot of things that I mean, they could not do. Like one of my favorite scenes is when Tom Tyrese gets locked in the gym
Oh
when they
god, that
first
was
find
so
the prison.
badass with the freaking hammer,
Have you seen that part?
Yeah.
When he like they have to lock him in and he kills all the zombies with just a hammer.
Right. I mean, look at Invincible. It's pretty gory, so I think.
Yeah, I mean, they could pretty much do whatever they wanted.
Oh yeah,
with it.
Once you hit a 2D dimension, you're perfectly fine.
Yeah, and that's why I really like video games and stuff like that. Like they don't have to be 3D made to look like 2D. Like be actual 2D, and that's fine. Like I love the smooth animations that you can make if you have somebody who's going to sit there and stick with the details. Like I like it so much more than a 3D game.
That's fair.
It's so pretty. So pretty. I love it. Yeah. But yeah, what's the does he have any other franchises that he's gonna try and bring out? Because I know he's got The Walking Dead, he's got Invincible. Is there anything else he does?
He had like a martial arts thing. I think it was called Firepower or something like that. What was it?
Oh, I haven't the foggiest. But I mean, dude's already making buku bank. I mean, so
pretty much, yeah.
I mean, he can stop right now. You're fine.
It used to be Todd McFarlane was the most successful one at Image, and then now it's Robert Kirkman.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember. Do you remember the original Spawn movie?
Yeah, that was bad.
That was terrible.
It was the 90s, and I'm sorry, the CGI was phenomenal. The suit was phenomenal. The guy they got to play Al Simmons was great. Everything else
was bad.
The what?
The script.
Oh yeah, the script was terrible. that shit was garbage.
Do you remember the HBO cartoon animated series?
Oh my god, no,
that was good.
Keith David
killer.
as the voice of Spawn will always echo in my ear as he recites those lines, and I mean, dear God, that man's voice.
You know, they should get Guillermo del Toro to do Spawn.
Oh my! If they
that would be good.
Oh my god!
Have you seen Cabinet of Curiosities? Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. I really like those. Those were really freaking good. I love that.
He's great with like scary stuff, like the weird and macabre stuff. You know.
Mm. Are you looking up more of his
Kirkman?
Yeah. This guy's over here just Googling instead of talking. Look at me over here with my Google and my wikis.
I was talking about Spawn.
I know. It's just, that's all. Don't be so offended.
How dare you? Oh yeah.
Oh, have you seen? We were talking about Prime Video with the boys. Have you seen Upload?
Yes.
That was really
good. Yeah, I really like.
I love that show.
Yeah,
I love that show.
The fact that they get the funny and then out of nowhere suddenly you're getting emotional and you're like,
yes.
How did you do this?
Some of the cliffhangers, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. How dare you?
I know.
The worst one so far was when he was he had his body and then he was making out with her and they were like about to have sex and got the nosebleed and you're like,
yeah.
What is that? It's over. And then they're like, well, you'll figure it out next year.
Yeah, and every season, I'm like, okay, how are they going to continue this show? Oh, okay. Now they have.
Yeah. That's the same way I'm like, how much longer could they possibly keep this going?
Right.
But I mean, the very beginning, the very first episode, when his head gets zapped off, that was like the fact that they showed it to his mom and his girlfriend. Right. He's like, I don't know if I want to, and then head off. And they dump his body in the ice, and you're like,
that dude has like two of the hottest girls ever, you know,
right?
Both sides,
right?
Like, bro,
I can't stop. It's been quite a few months since I've watched it, but the girl who was the angel,
yeah,
fair enough.
Sorry, delightful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, but what? Have you seen anything yet?
Battle Pope, Invincible, The Walking Dead. Marvel Zombies 1 through 5. Marvel Zombies.
Oh wow, Marvel Zombies. He's probably getting banked for that too.
The Irredeemable Ant-Man 1 through 12. Image United 1 through 3. Outcast, Oblivion Song, Firepower.
Firepower, that's the one. I heard that's really good. Firepower is really good.
What's it? Is it just a karate?
Karate, but with like kind of like Avatar-ish, you know.
Oh, okay.
They have powers and stuff.
What was that? Have you seen What If on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
Kinda
That was
sad.
such a fun little.
I like season 1 better than season 2, but yeah.
I think I like some of the characters from season 2 more than season 1. But it basically seems like it's trying to center on Captain Carter more than anything else.
Right. Yeah. I was just missing some of like some. They could have did a lot other like storylines. Like.
I mean,
I wanted to see like maybe something with Spider-Man related.
Yeah, because they haven't done anything.
What if Uncle Ben didn't die or something like that?
I mean, I remember reading the original What If comics as a kid.
Yeah, I mean,
and the one that always stood out to me that still is in my head is when What If Hulk was like Bruce Banner was the monster, and it was like Bruce Banner was a general in the army and he was an asshole. But then when he got the gamma radiation, he turned into this like glowing entity that was basically himself as a child, and he like beat the crap out of Betty. Like he beat she got her jaw wired shut, and he's like, "Oh, honey, I'm so sorry you're hurt." And he leans forward and kisses her, and he's like, "If you tell anyone, I'll fucking kill you." like insanity. But then he's the glowing entity, and he's like, "What is this? Who is this guy?" And then as he's like coming into the house, she's like, "Oh, it's okay, you're safe here." And then he turns into Bruce Banner's like, "I'll kill you if you tell anyone who this is." And you're like, "Whoa!"
I wanted to see more standalone stuff. Like I didn't want to see like a continuing story.
Yeah, I was hoping it would just be standalone stuff. But when they like merged it at the end, it was kind of cool how they merged it. But at the same time, I would have been totally happy with standalone random stories.
Which is what they're supposed to be. They're not supposed to be
connected.
Yeah, we don't need the multiverse in everything, guys. It's okay.
I think they were trying to use it as, again, like another jumping off point for the whole, because of what happened in Loki, because of Kang, the multiverse is expanding and we're getting all these new stories and all these things can still possibly happen. But if they're really going to veer away from the Kang story and maybe start leaning into Doom more.
They do have the Fantastic Four cast out.
Yes, and
they
are coming out earlier than they were initially scheduled to.
I mean, honestly, the Marvel movies now, ever since they got past Infinity War, it feels kind of cookie cutter to what they've done before. I feel like I know what to expect every time I watch a Marvel movie now.
I think with Deadpool
I agree.
and Wolverine that it's going to try to get us back to where we were.
Where it's like they can do whatever the hell they want?
Yes.
No.
A cohesive story with more time between films and series so that we have more anticipation for projects that actually have more worthwhile stories and more worthwhile characters.
Instead of just shoving it out for money.
Yes.
And no like lame villains. Like the Marvels had a really like
Darabin had no reason. No. Oh no. You killed the supreme intelligence.
And it felt like they didn't have any good production design. Like she just looks like a regular person.
Yeah. Her outfits were god awful.
I didn't know aliens had weaves,
Weaves.
Surprise, they got time for that. They got time.
Nah, you look at them bottom canines, go deep, bro.
Oh, what was up with those?
I was like, hold on, when did you come from the ghetto? There's a ghetto on Hala? I was unaware the ghetto was on Hala.
Gold teeth are universal, sir.
I hate when they make the Kree like human skin color. Like I like when they're blue.
Y'all blue.
Yeah.
But it feels like what they did was they turned the Kree not into a unique society. Like they were blue Kree, and I think they were the original Kree, but then they were like, other people and then allowing them to assimilate into the society to become honorary Kree. Which I was like, no, they've been the same way for generations upon generations upon generations. Ain't nobody getting on this planet unless you blue and big.
But they're like, but then we gotta spend money on makeup.
But
how hard is blue makeup?
I don't know. I mean, I assume
if you can get a spray tan, you can get sprayed blue. Walk out of the tube, get on set, do your scene. Get washed up.
Technically,
I could go to my
TV budget to do a whole bunch of Skrulls, right?
I mean, look at. I mean,
That's
those
true.
are a lot of prosthetics.
That's true. I mean, I could go to my TV and hit the menu button and go to video, and then go to color and just put that blue button a little bit further to the left. I'm like, look, everybody's blue. You're welcome.
Right? I mean, we can do it in post production. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah, we'll take care of that in post production. It's fine.
Right.
Was it BoJack Horseman?
Yes, that sounds accurate.
Hey, I'm still pissed that Kamala Khan has energy powers, but
Yeah.
I mean, I was also, because I wanted her to be stretchy, but I think they just didn't want another
predate.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, they don't want to predate Mr. Fantastic. That's perfectly fine. But again, had they gone with her Inhuman heritage like they were supposed to, we wouldn't have these issues.
He's so angry about the Inhumans.
But the Inhumans flopped.
They're like, they totally forgot what Inhumans were.
Yeah.
Because they were like, all right, that didn't work, so we're going to make sure that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that's not canon anymore.
But
so,
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was good. I enjoyed it.
I like that show.
Yeah, me too.
It ran perfectly synchronous with the movies.
And guess what? It's the most successful Marvel show there ever was. 7 seasons.
Yeah, and it was good. I enjoyed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, when they started doing the Inhuman shit, good for you.
So, again, why did you turn it into a small budget TV series instead of making it the movie that it was supposed to be?
Exactly.
What happened?
And why did they reference it in Doctor Strange? So random.
He's so angry now. He's so angry. You're getting him worked up. Take care of this.
Because it doesn't. You put all the money into it, and you were just like, retcon. Nope, that never happened.
You know what? Forget it. It's fine.
No. You can do that with the written word in comic books when new creators take over a series from another creator. But for you to just be like,
or when Captain America says he's Hail Hydra. That was
a whole different. That was a whole different guy. That's a whole different guy.
I was just making a joke because everyone hated that storyline
because it was bad.
Right.
But I mean, it's perfect. It's perfectly fine to be like, all right, there were other Captain Americas while Steve was in the ice. Isaiah Bradley, Nuke.
I am kind of excited to see what formerly Falcon, new Captain America, is going to do in that. Is it a movie or is it a series?
It's a movie.
I'm excited to see what he does because I liked him when he was doing when it was Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was a pretty fun ride.
I thought it was a good series.
Yeah.
I'm still like, because they're doing the Thunderbolts, like, tell me,
how can they do Thunderbolts without Baron Zemo? That's what I can understand.
Yeah. Because Baron Zemo was, I have the first 12-issue run of the Thunderbolts when they came back up.
Villains portraying heroes.
Yeah.
While the heroes had disappeared.
Yeah. By the way, they had the perfect setup for that with the whole snap,
Exactly.
Yeah, they did.
That is literally when that movie should take place. It should not take place.
Yeah.
Now it should take place while everyone was disappeared, but they don't have the proper cast of characters.
Well, not even proper cast. They couldn't go back and retcon it because Baron Zemo was still an asshole afterwards.
Captain America's technically not supposed to be around.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you have Citizen V, Atlas, villains like Moonstone, the Beetle, Tinkerer, and Screaming Mimi, who they haven't
introduced any of these characters.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you have technologies for some of them.
Well, I mean, that's because Vulture, that was his whole thing. They can use the excuse for new technology because of that.
Okay, see, now we have heroes who have existed, technologies unused or gone or still accessible. You could do technically a version of the Thunderbolts that did occur during the blip, which I still think is the stupidest fucking name. Jesus Christ. Call it the blip. No, call it the goddamn snap. The man snapped his fingers. People say snap more often than they say blip.
Well, I mean,
does the rest of the
right.
world know it as a snap, though?
That's a good question because they never brought that up in any.
Yeah, it was just America. America was the blip. I think Thanos was right, though. Sorry. Thanos was right. Sorry, everybody.
I'm not saying he was wrong.
I would like to see another alternate version where it was like the blip when they disappeared, it was just the other half of the universe. Like, what was the other half of the universe doing when half of this world was
I always
gone?
wanted to see that too. Yeah,
I'd love to see like the other half, just like their world.
I want to see a what if about the blip. Like what if the other half was blipped instead? You know?
Yeah, that would be so fun.
Well,
that would be.
I feel like basically what happened was the Heroes Reborn storyline.
Right. Yes.
Like you had those people who disappeared in another universe, but we don't have Franklin Richards in the picture to even make that possible.
Right. And no X-Men either.
Correct. You're
making him cry.
So many things out of order, and it hurts the heart.
I just want. I can't wait to see those little. Have they said they're still doing those like shorts on Disney Plus for the different X-Men?
Oh, if they're actually going to do the.
Are they going to do it?
I'm not sure.
I mean, honestly, I would love to see some more special presentations, and I would love to see them do like their iteration of the X-Men.
Speaking of like a live-action Disney Plus show, I think if you did a show on a young Xavier building the school, like going around the world gathering mutants every episode,
that could be cool. You could start that early too.
Yeah,
that'd be a great way to set up the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really fun to see him like for example, if he was in Sokovia.
Yeah.
If he just so happened to be in Sokovia getting some people or something and like seeing
he had a lot of adventures before the X-Men.
Yeah.
Like gathering them up from different parts of the world, like going to Africa, finding Storm,
Yeah. Who do you think would be a good Storm now? Well, I don't think you could continue doing
I don't think we've had a good Storm at all. So
yeah. I mean, who do you think would be a good Storm?
I think Angela Bassett in her prime would have been the perfect Storm because
she has my God, yes,
commanding voice that she has. Imagine her spouting those lines from the X-Men animated series,
dude.
Like, thunder, lightning, forces of nature, command me.
Early '90s. She could have been the perfect iteration, almost right around the same time the animated series came out.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh yeah, her and freaking. Vampire in Brooklyn.
Damn.
Yo, she's over 60 now. She still looks good.
Fine as hell.
Yeah.
Weren't we talking about who were we talking about 2 episodes ago? From the Addams Family.
Angelica Houston.
Angelica Houston. That's what we were talking about. Don't listen to that episode. We were talking about dirty things.
Oh, okay.
I mean.
What?
Yeah, okay, never mind.
We were. Yeah. Stop it.
No. I mean, that was you and.
Yeah. Anyways, I didn't mean to reference old stuff. I apologize. Well, who's your favorite? Like, who's the one? I mean, it's hard to say you have one favorite, but who's the one character that like you buy all their shirts and you buy all their things if you see it, like superhero wise.
I mean.
Well, okay. Well, sorry, I hadn't seen your shirt yet. That's a fancy Batman shirt you got there, sir.
Well, I mean, he is Batman.
Yeah, I got everything Batman. I love Batman.
Okay, hold on.
But I'm also a big Superman fan. I'm actually a big DC person. So
I apologize for my ignorance.
That's not a big deal.
So
I've seen all 10 seasons of Smallville. Okay.
Damn, yeah.
I hated Smallville. I'm so sorry. I hated it. I hated it.
By the way, Blue Beetle showed up in live action in that show first.
Yes, he did. Martian Manhunter as well. Booster Gold.
Nothing that happened in Smallville mattered to the rest of the DC universe.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
He did show up in Arrowverse, though.
Yeah, he did. He did on the Crisis event. Tom Welling did pop back up with that version of Lois.
They've been talking about doing a reunion movie or something.
That would be interesting because him and Michael Rosenbaum do Talkville where they go back and have rewatched and talk about episodes of us.
I know a lot of people like Smallville. Like a lot of my friends are like, "That's the best show ever." But like for some reason, me with those movies like Smallville and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, did not like it.
Early CW stuff.
It's that early CW that what is his name? The dirt in my brain is not wanting to work. He did Buffy. He did
Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon, that's it.
Yeah.
Joss Whedon stuff.
Oh,
the guy that destroyed Justice League. That's the guy who destroyed Justice League.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
they
his
got rid of
stuff.
Zack Snyder, that's exactly where they went. They were like, "Oh yeah, because you did Avengers. You'll be great with this ensemble."
But a lot of his stuff just feels like the same thing. Like every time they do it, I'm like, "Oh, it's the same guy. It's Joss Whedon. That's what he does."
Well, he did also Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Did he do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah.
Fuck! I can't. I can't say I liked it and then be like, "Fucking Joss Whedon."
You can tell, like, all that witty banter they had is just so Joss Whedon.
Yeah. See, it wasn't just him. It was like him, his brother, and somebody else that they were close to were filming that series.
I got to rethink my life now.
Oh no. I've made a mistake by liking this show.
Crap. We've been here for an hour. I'm sorry to keep you for so long.
No, I'm fine.
Damn. But I think we should probably wrap this up because it's
you can invite me back if you want. You know.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. We could go nerd crazy because, like I said, this is why we just flow because we started at DC and I think we went.
We didn't even talk about the topic much.
Yeah, we veered into everything. Well. Most.
By the way, do you know the lineup of the new DC universe?
No.
It's Superman Legacy.
Yep.
And then there's
you're doing the Authority.
The Authority, which is Brave and Bold, Supergirl, Swamp Thing, and I think they're doing. I think they're doing a Booster Gold TV show.
Interesting.
And I think it'd be a good Swamp Thing CGI though.
They're doing
that would be cool.
They're doing Creature Commandos.
And
Lanterns,
right?
Paradise Lost, which that's definitely HBO Max. That can't go anywhere else.
Yeah, Amazon's, right?
Yep. Peacemaker season 2, and then the Arkham.
Amanda Waller.
Yep. Waller should be a good one. I wonder if they're going to do like a younger Amanda Waller, or if they're just going to go.
Oh, you can't. That actress is awesome.
I mean, if they do Viola Davis, which I'm perfectly fine with because she's literally been Waller for quite a while. CC Pounder being the voice of Waller in the animated stuff, but Viola Davis has
Pam Grier in Smallville, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's right. Damn, that is right. Damn.
I don't know.
CC Pounder? You don't know who?
No, it's fine. I'm just listening.
You know Pam Grier? Cleopatra Jones?
I am terrible with names. I can't.
Pam Grier. Do
I do, and Pam Grier sounds familiar, but like it's one of those.
Oh, you'll know how she looks. Okay.
Yes. Okay. I do know Pam Grier. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Google. I appreciate you.
The hottest girl of the 70s, I think.
CC Pounder. So you know the voice.
Okay. Yeah. You guys spell Pounder right?
CC Pounder.
Okay. Yes. I do know her.
By the way, Angela Bassett also.
Yes.
I do know Angela Bassett. You don't have to look her that one up.
Yeah, that was Green Lantern. I know. As much as I love Angela Bassett,
I'm sorry. I'm just terrible with.
She would have been a good Amanda Waller though if they with another movie.
That script wasn't.
Yeah.
Garbage. If they, I swear, if they do, they got to do Lanterns right. You got to do Lanterns right.
All right, we could go. Oh my gosh.
I don't know how they're starting with Guy Gardner though.
Well, if he's in the movies, but I think I want to say John Stewart's supposed to be the more present one in the Lantern series. Which again, why are we just skipping over Hal?
Right.
I mean, I'm perfectly fine with it because Hal has had his time to shine in multiple things over the years. I think it's time to give John. I mean, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited had John Stewart more than any other Lantern.
I had no idea. I did like a Green Lantern. I like not that one, but yeah. We don't talk about that one, but Green Lantern, I like the character.
I like the animated series they had a while back.
The animated series wasn't terrible. I did watch.
The CGI one.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. That was fun.
Got to see other Lanterns.
All right. Well, sir, we could talk about everything forever with you, apparently, sir. And this is why I was like, yes, this is going to be a great idea. We'll get him on the show.
And it was a great idea.
So if you want us on one of your shows, please let us know. Let our listeners know where they can find you. So.
Well, yes. I got the Geeky Dad podcast. You can find that anywhere that you listen to podcasts. I'm also on YouTube. And I have a spinoff called the Geeky Dad After Dark, which is a show I do with my wife where we do reviews of the things that we can't review with the kids on the show.
That's awesome that she's so supportive of you. That's really good.
Well, she's a non-geek, so it's kind of like Ebert and Roper type of situation.
That's why we did anime, because I don't do anime and this guy does. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
so you get the geek view and non-geek view from things. Yeah,
that's awesome.
And then my kids were bothering me to do their own show, so they have a show where they review video games. So.
Oh, that's fun. They just do it themselves?
Yeah, it's called the Multiverse Kids Show.
Oh, okay. I'm going to subscribe to that one. I only subscribe to the your Geeky Dad ones. I'm going to listen to the Multiverse Kids one.
Yeah, we actually got some sponsorship from Nintendo. We've been getting some free stuff from Nintendo, so that's good, They
have to let me know how to do that sponsorship stuff. But that's awesome.
They actually approached us because we were doing a whole bunch of reviews on video games, and somebody just contacted us and asked us, do you want free video games? Okay.
Why do you ask me questions you already know the answer to?
Where's my care package? I need it now.
Give me a care package.
I got some cool stuff. I got like controllers. I got like cool hats and a whole bunch of stuff.
Awesome. That's awesome. I'm wearing my DC hat today, but normally it's either this or the Zelda hat. So
right. Yeah.
I mean, come on. All right. So, anyways, Jay, tell them where they can find us.
Oh yeah, find us at KGNA Podcast at gmail.com. Find us at the Patreon. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the TikTok and Threads.
And what are we both on?
And we're all together on Unfiltered Pod.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're the babies. We're the new ones, but
fresh out the womb.
We still got the placenta. But seriously, thank you so much for joining us. Let us know if you want us to join one of yours. We'll set up a time where we can come and talk about whatever you want to nerd out about.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Usually after 9, I'm good. So, yeah.
All right.
All right. Same here. So thanks so much for joining us. And thank you for listening. We'll see you later.
Good night, folks.
Bye.
This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.